Welcome back to the third episode of Making America's Team Great Again. Last week, we had the heartbreaking win against the Giants. That's right, it was a heartbreaking win, and if you don't know what I mean by that, you should definitely go see for yourself. This week's episode is going to be a little different though, but we'll get to that. As far as off the field stuff goes, we were able to re-sign DeMarcus Lawrence to a pretty reasonable deal. He's definitely not making a Khalil Mack contract, that's for sure. Since I doubt this league goes for 7 seasons, I went ahead and locked Tank up for life to keep the contract as backloaded as possible. He'd be 33 at the end of this deal, and that's ancient in Madden years, but we should have him hovering around the mid-90s overall for the rest of his career at an average of 10 million a season for the next few seasons. More than reasonable for a guy that's gonna get after the quarterback and the run equally well. Here are the other guys we can potentially re-sign this season: Cole Beasley, Jeff Swaim, Damian Wilson, Tavon Austin, Dayton Jones, Rod Smith, Jamiz Oluwole, Cameron Fleming, and Marcus Martin. It's a pretty weak class, which is why I was so keen on locking up D-Law as soon as possible. Coaching wise, I made a change along the offensive line. I follow ScoMo on Twitter, and he posted a video of his right tackle doing the same glitchy thing as La'el Collins and even Tyron Smith did in week 1 against the Panthers.
This is worse than the New York Giants. Wait for it. I mean, I love the first move that he did. I mean, the guy was on the right. That looks like a good angle. That looks like a good angle there, 71. Hold on, wait for it. Wait for it. Gets better. And around. Yeah.
Sure enough, when I look closer, I see that his right tackle is none other than Mr. La'el himself. I'd been thinking about switching Connor Williams and La'el Collins going into this league, but I gotta admit, that video from ScoMo put me over the edge, and I immediately made the change. When I get in there to change Collins, I see he's left-handed anyways, so maybe that's why in both plays he glitches towards the left. I don't know, I'm grasping at straws here. The right tackle always seems to give up the most sacks for me anyways. Maybe it's the way I play, but if Connor Williams struggles there, I might swap him and Tyron Smith and see if that makes any difference. I'll probably wait until Zach Martin gets back from injury before making any other changes so I can see how my offensive line gels like this, but let's get into the game and see how the changes look against the user. Remember I said that this game was going to be a little different? Well, I played a game that just wasn't fun. Do you guys ever get that, where it just seems like Murphy's Law out there, whatever can go wrong will? Well, I've had plenty of those games, and maybe this is just one of those games, but I gotta be honest, it didn't feel like it. So other than building, developing, and drafting a team, the next biggest reason that I play CFM over MUT is the ability to regulate cheesy players in these leagues. Basically, every year Madden has exploits or broken mechanics. Dudes in MUT will abuse them every single play. I'm cool with you using some money plays when you need them to convert a crucial third down in the 4th quarter or something like that, but when it's your entire offense, it's just not fun. Anyways, this Seahawk guy wasn't as bad as I've seen during weekend league games or anything, don't get it wrong here, but it was a pretty annoying style of play for a CFM. So in this video, I'm going to keep track of Russell Wilson and the passes that he makes that are about 5 yards or deeper to his team versus the passes 5 yards deeper to my team. Let's see how this goes. But right out of the gate, you can see my run defense was just not coming to play today. 14-yard run on the first play of the game, a 5-yard run on the second play of the game. Here we go with his first dump-off pass. And another dump-off pass. I assume when I see that you've drafted Rashad Perriman in the free agency draft that you are probably a bit of a deep ball cheeser. So initially I did leave a lot of underneath routes open because I was more worried about him cheesing me with the deep ball. But as you can see from this play, he spent the whole time hot routing every receiver to run verticals except for Doug Baldwin, who ran a slant. And that was pretty much his offense. On this play, you can see that he's not even looking downfield because he's got a receiver wide open in the middle of the field for a touchdown, but he still checks it down underneath. Perriman gets hurt, but don't worry, he'll be back. Another crossing route. This time he's able to spin off and make a big gain. Another gaping running play, and he scores a touchdown right after that. I come out, and immediately I see that Shaquem Griffin is going to be playing the run quickly. He fills in that gap. I go back to my old faithful I should have started the game with on this, but Connor Williams gives up his first sack. On 3rd down, Tyron Smith gives up a sack. We have to punt the ball to him. Here we go. He's got another underneath route. This was in a 4-vert, but it was still an underneath pass. There's another slant pass that he audibled to. On 2nd and 8, he's going to scramble around. He finally tries to throw it deep, but Russell Wilson makes an inaccurate throw. Here's another slant pass. Gets it on 3rd down. Converts. He finally tries to throw it downfield, and it's lurked. Leighton Vander Esch with the great read. Let's see that again, folks. After getting shut out the first quarter, we're going to start working our new man, Bucky Hodges, at tight end. He's going to have a breakout day today. Keep an eye on him. But that was our only play of the drive. We're going to punt it off to him, and he's going to get tons of time with Russell Wilson. Great pocket awareness. He's going to scramble out. I'd much rather see him do this. I'd much rather be beat by a guy that's taking advantage of no QB spy than a guy that just does this all day. Here we have another. Even on third down, he's checking it down. And we hold him to a field goal, but look at this. This shows you that Madden was just against me this whole time. Anthony Brown wasn't anywhere close on the block. After that blocked extra point against the Giants last week, we went ahead and were aggressive and tried to block it here, but they call us for roughing the kicker. Here he finally throws it downfield again into triple coverage. So I think this guy just sucks. Can't make any reads. Here I get him with the fake screen, try to throw it to Bucky Hodges, who should have had all day. There's no way you're going to overthrow him, and yet it falls incomplete. Here another slant route, and I'm just frustrated, diving at the play. On first down, I've got the drag route locked up. He doesn't go to it, but he's got all time. My defensive line is not even trying to get any pressure right now. I finally shoot the wrong gap with Leighton Vander Esch. DeMarcus Lawrence isn't agile enough to make the play in traffic, and he gets a huge play on first down. Another underneath pass. Surprise, surprise. This time he's able to make a nice spin move, a nice juke at the goal line, and get it in for a touchdown. That's why that's so frustrating, because eventually you're going to get these plays. And here I try to get Gallup deep, but he throws another bullet, and Shaquem Griffin makes a crazy one-handed interception. And then another Madden blessing for this guy. A late hit? What are you talking about, Madden? You never call those. Now he's using the screen. He's literally called every short route you can possibly run in the game, but we're going to hold him to a field goal after that. We come out in the second half and we want to be a little bit more aggressive with our passing offense. We see that the only way that we're going to stop his insane blitzing is that we need to spread this team out so that he is a lot less risky with the blitzes, so that I've either A, got a chance to read the blitz, or B, got a chance to dissect it with a quick pass. We fool him with the drag route and we take off with Dak. 3rd and 2, we should have just played it safe here and gone to the drag route. Felt like I had my man Allen Hurns deep, but Shaquem Griffin is able to play it, and they rule it a fumble on the interception, and he recovers. But look at this, 4th and 83. So he punched the ball off to us. I felt like Madden was trying to help me out here, but on the next play, ball don't lie. He gets it back. Bobby Wagner is going to return this down to the red zone. He tries to throw it downfield again, and look at another user lurk. So this must be why he can only throw it underneath, because he just can't make reads down the field unless they're 3 yards in front of him. Here we're getting a little bit of offense for a change, but the drive stalls out, and we've got to kick a field goal because we got to get that 0 off the board. Another crossing route. Look at that. Spin move, spin move, spin move. Of course, Doug Baldwin is the perfect wide receiver for a guy that plays an offense like this. Here he again tries to throw downfield, and he's picked again. Our free safety, Kennedy, makes the play. What a sweet diving interception. On first down, we feel the pressure coming from Connor Williams' side, so we step up in the pocket and decide to take off, get Dak some more rushing yards. He takes a big hit, but the drive stalls, and we've got to punt it back to him, and here he comes again with the underneath routes. He's still throwing slants and drag routes, because that's all he knows how to do. He's up 17 points in the 4th quarter, and he still can't do anything but run drag routes and slants. Here we're going to go back to our opening drive go-to play. We're going to hit Allen Hurns on this one on the in route. When this comes up, you know I was hoping that the game would disconnect because I was just so frustrated with this game so far. But we go ahead and we finish it out. I'm going to continue to move the ball slowly down the field here. I try to squeeze a pass into Tavon Austin, but somehow a guy with one hand makes an incredible diving interception. But like I said last week, throwing to Tavon Austin, bad things tend to happen like that. Oh, with a 24-point lead with 3 minutes on the 4th quarter, you finally decide to throw it deep when you should be throwing it underneath. You should be running the ball, chewing out this clock. To me, that's just bad sportsmanship. That's running up the score. But whatever, we're going to make him pay by trying to get some points here. Nice little throw in the run against his body by Dak to Michael Gallup. At this point, we're just running 4 verts just to get something to happen, find some sort of deep hole here. But when nothing opens up, we've got to take off with Dak again. Got to get those garbage rushing yards when you're trying to go for awards like Offensive Player of the Year, Quarterback of the Year, and MVP. Trying to save some time on the clock. We run no huddle, but you can see my wide receivers are exhausted. Allen Hurns, who stutters. I spin move for some reason, and I'm not able to pick up that first down. But here we've got Bucky Hodges deep. He makes a catch in traffic somehow. Runs for a touchdown. Bucky Hodges, breakout day. He's not done yet, though, folks. There might only be a minute 39 in this game left, but there is a ton of action still. He fumbles the kick return. Jalen Smith gets a huge hit. We stop him on first down, and now he's got on the 1 yard line, and Taco Charlton gets him for the safety sack. He punts it back to us. We're going to hit Bucky Hodges again, folks. He is having an awesome day. Bucky Hodges again takes us down the field. We're just going to settle for a field goal here to get some more points on the board, get our kicker some XP, but I didn't realize the wind was blowing 11 miles in my direction, so it falls just short. So he comes out, he's in victory formation, but I'm a troll. I'm going to use my last time out and make him play again. He comes out like an asshole and tries to throw it. All he has to do is run the ball. I intercept it. I come out with this little fancy play here. I know I'm not going to get anything. I'm just going to chuck it up to Michael Gallup, see if he can make a play happen. Got pass interference called, but he makes the pick, and he comes out like a dick and starts strutting. Well, fuck you. Boom! Tavon Austin with the big hit. Ezekiel Elliott picks it up, and he's going to run it in for the time expiring touchdown. Of course, I'm going to decline that penalty and take the touchdown on the play. Jason Garrett's pissed. We didn't get the 2-point conversion. 34-18 is your final score, but Bucky Hodges had a great day. Maurice Kennedy gets his first interception of the season. And Leighton Vander Esch gets 3 interceptions, bringing his total up to 5 in the 2 games that we had count. He is on pace for a ton of interceptions, and hopefully we can keep track with getting Defensive Player of the Year for him, at least Defensive Rookie in the NFC. I know the Bills has got Tremaine Edmonds up there with 9 interceptions in 3 games. My real issue is that even though I knew it was coming and I made the adjustments to cover underneath, it just didn't matter. It's time for EA to install an adaptive AI for the sim game mode. I know the competitive guys would never go for it, but if a player in sim CFM abuses one play or certain hot routes consistently in a game, my defenders with a halfway decent awareness or play recognition stat should be able to recognize and better diagnose it and stop it the more times they see it. I can only control one player on defense, so I've got to rely on Madden putting my players in position to make stops when they're supposed to. I take the losses pretty hard if you can't tell, and especially when it feels like Madden takes the game out of my hands pretty early on like this, and I'm just along for an awful ride. It's weird how games can feel so different, because if it was going to be just the ratings, there's no way this awful Seahawks offensive line should have had as much success as they had when the previous 2 games the run game had been shut down. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you guys that I'm the best Madden player ever, because I make some shitty reads just like the next guy. But I've been playing in sim CFM leagues for years now, and I make the playoffs more often than not, and I expect to have a 10-6 record at least with whatever team I've got. So I'm going to take some losses, but I know that I'm good enough to not get my ass handed to me to the point where the game has been decided before the first half either. I will say, this game did make me feel like a 3rd round pick for a run-stopping nose tackle like Jonathan Hankins or Marcel Darius wouldn't be such a bad idea. And then last line of business is that we're switching up our slot receiver. We're going to go ahead and put Cole Beasley in there. I know that he doesn't offer as much as a speed threat, but he is rated 10 overall higher, so there's got to be something said for that, and we've got to give him an opportunity on the field. That's going to do it for this petty video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you hit like, subscribe if you like watching CFM videos. Let me know in the comments below if you see anything where I could be improving or where I could get better to make sure games like that don't happen. And I will see you guys in the next video.